Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. It's been a while since I've seen so many Maplers online. I hope everyone is having a great time with the Destiny update. And with that many people coming back or starting out playing MapleStory, I figured it was time for a new welcome back guide that is fully up to date with the Destiny update. So if you just got back after years of playing or just started playing MapleStory and want to know everything needed to get into the game, this is the video for you. This video is a long one, so make sure to make use of all the chapters to go to the parts that are interesting to you. I hope this video is useful for everyone and that it helps you enjoy your time even more in MapleStory. Picking a server. MapleStory Global has two major regions you can pick from, EU and North America. I would recommend picking the region you are closest to so you won't be playing on high ping. This can be quite a disadvantage for some of the classes. The NA region does have more players though compared to the EU region. There also are three different types of servers you can pick from. There are the reboot servers, there are burning servers and the regular servers, with the regular servers being Luna and EU, and Scania, Bera, Aurora and Elysium for North America. In the reboot servers there is no trading between players, so all equipment and items have to be obtained by yourself. It's quite a grind, but the reboot server is also balanced in such a way that this is actually way more possible, with higher meso rates and stronger monsters, and some cash items can be bought from mesos in this server. In the regular server it is easier to pay to get stronger with real currency, perfect for Maples who either like to trade or Maples who just don't want to commit that much time. In short, Reboot is more free-to-play orientated, but requires more time investment to get on the same level as characters on the regular server, while on the regular servers Maplers can get gear and items faster by just buying them from other players, but there's also a bigger focus on paying real money to get stronger to buy those upgrades. The Burning World is an event server where you can create characters that will level up faster. However, this server is temporarily and the characters from this server have to be transferred to any regular server by the time the event ends. Because you can only transfer to regular servers, reboot server players cannot make use of the Burning World. There is no best server or anything like that, but as you can see, most Maplers do prefer the reboot servers. For this video I'll be playing on the European reboot server, but I will go over the regular server systems and specifics as well. We will be leveling up a Night Lord along the way. My stats will also be a lot higher than yours if you're just starting out, just keep this in mind. I'll explain later how you can boost your stats like I'm doing as well. Leveling up. Leveling up in MapleStory is pretty fast early on, but the game truly begins only at level 200. So make sure to make use of the burning events if possible to get 2 additional level ups every time you level up during this event. We're starting out as an explorer and they now have a really long introduction that takes you all the way to level 30. In the rare moments that you're not talking or stuck in a cutscene, you can assign your skill points and ability points. For those ability points, you can just always use the auto-assign function. Characters in MapleStory only need 1 stat nowadays, so you can't go wrong while using auto-assign. You're also able to always level all your skills to the max level. I usually put my first skill points in an attack and double jump so I can move faster, but by the time we're done with the introduction quest, we'll be level 30 anyway, ready for the second job advancement. You'll even be level 40 if you're burning your character. If you're not burning and are level 30, I recommend you start off completing the Elinel Ferry Academy theme dungeon. If you're burning, skip to the next theme dungeon, Rihanna Strait. To start the questline for the Elinel Ferry Academy, either talk to your job instructor or use the light bulb at the left side of the screen to find the correct quest. You can also press U to open the guide menu and select the theme dungeon from there. By the way, speaking of the guide menu, every few level ups you can pick up rewards here, like for example this title at level 30 together with other cosmetic items. This title lasts for 90 days and is tradable within your account. It provides some really nice bonus stats early on, so make sure to pick up this reward in the guide menu. Starting the Elinel Ferry Academy questline, you can just follow this along. The quests are pretty straightforward. Whenever you're leveling up for your second job skill points, I recommend to put 1 point to your new attack or attacks, and then get your mastery level to level 5 and then put 1 point to your skill booster afterwards. If you're an explorer at least. Your attack speed booster is a passive now, so just 1 point in there is enough to get the full attack speed effect, pretty nice. More levels in this skill will just give you a small stat boost, so make sure to max that last. By the way, keep in mind that some of your skills are toggles now as well, so always read what you're actually unlocking, where you're actually putting your points in. If at any point during the questline you're confused where to go, you can open the quest menu to check where on the map you need to be. Completing this questline, the Elinel Ferry Academy rewards you with gear, spell traces and mesos. Since explorers now start off at level 30, getting 1,000,000 mesos is really nice. Spell traces can be sold for mesos in the reboot server, and in the regular server you'll actually need those to upgrade your gear. I'll go deeper into the upgrading later in this video. Once you're level 33 or higher, make sure to complete the quest Do You Know About Pets from the light bulb at the left side of the screen to get a pet who has an auto potion skill. This way, if you're playing a class that has low HP and defense, you can use this pet to automatically use potions for you, so you just don't accidentally die. Just remember to buy pet food for your pets so you can keep them well fed. If you don't feed them enough, they will disappear from hunger, so if you don't want PETA coming after you, make sure to feed your pets. You can buy pet food at pet merchants like this one in Hennessy's. Now that we've completed this team dungeon, we're level 44 and it's time to go to the next one, Ryalias Strait. Or if you're burning, you're starting off with this one right away. You could of course still do the LNL Ferry Academy team dungeon as well, but the Ryalias Strait one rewards a belt, which is pretty hard to get early on, so I would go for that one if you're burning. You can also start this quest line through the light bulb at the left side of the screen, and of course the guide menu. Completing both theme dungeons on a non-burning character would bring you around level 54-55. To level up fast, I actually recommend starting another theme dungeon called Gold Beach. This one gives good EXP and half the time you're just leveling up by talking to NPCs. I usually just stay here until I'm level 60. To job advance, select the job advancement quest in the guide menu, complete the story to receive new skills. Oh, and quick tip, accept the quest, do you know about potential and do you know about bonus stats for some free gear. You can find those quests in the light bulb on the left side of the screen. Both quests are level 60. After completing your third job advancement, we're done with the story quests for now. You don't complete quests to level up fast in MapleStory besides the early theme dungeons. You of course can always complete quests if you like to. If you open the guide menu at the left side, you can find quests that are around your level, and on the right side you can find training spots around your level. In this video I want to keep things as short and to the point as possible. It's quite a long video already, as you can tell, so I won't be going over all the viable training spots. That's like another 30-minute video right there. In this video I will only cover the spots that I used when I was grinding my own character. You can check out my training guide video if you're looking for more spots. That video is still up to date. From level 60 to level 70 I trained at the Silent Swamp at the Coppersan Drakes. This map is amazing, it's too amazing actually, that's why it's usually pretty busy. The surrounding maps are okay as well, but nothing beats the easy layout of this map. Using the guide menu, you can also teleport to Orbis at level 70 and go directly to Starry to the Sky 1. This map is amazing for most classes and has a ton of spawn. You can also go to Aquaroad or El Nod if the maps in Orbis are filled up. Sandcastle Playground and Aquaroad and Ice Valley 2 and El Nod are pretty good as well. By the way, depending on where you're training in either the reboot or the regular servers, you might be able to go to some spots sooner. The level difference penalty is higher in reboot than in other servers. So in reboot you usually go to monsters that are around 5 levels higher than you. In the normal servers this can be up to 10 levels. The higher the monster level, the less damage you do, and this penalty is way higher in reboot than regular servers. Monsters that are around your level also will give you bonus EXP. Nothing too crazy, but it will be useful to grind at monsters around your level. From level 80 to level 85 I went to the mines near Edelstein to train at the monsters there. It's not too bad of a map, but there isn't always that much spawn on some of the maps around here. You can also go to the Nihil Desert if you already can defeat those monsters there. We're going there around level 85 to train at Sahel 2. The Desert of Serenity is pretty nice to grind at as well. At level 91 I went to the authorized personnel only map using the guide menu. This is another amazing map that will help you breeze through the early levels. At level 99 I have a nice little cheese strategy for you all. In MapleStory Global there is one boss that will give you a ton of EXP called Zakum. We're opening the party menu by pressing P, we go to the boss tab and select the second boss, Zakum. Walk to the right side of the map to enter, make sure that you're fighting the normal version and that you're using runes and other EXP buffs if you have any. When fighting Zakum, make sure to dodge the indications on the ground as those deal a ton of damage. Part of this cheese is that we're now only defeating the arms. This will grant us a few level ups. After the arms have been defeated, we will leave the boss fight. If you don't defeat the boss, you can enter again in 30 minutes, so we can go in again in a bit and defeat the boss for real this time and grab another few free level ups. While our rune is still active, I went to Skynest 2 in Leafred to finish that off. You can use the interact key to activate runes that spawn in maps. Those will give you a double EXP buff together with some other effect, depending on the rune. This map, by the way, does require 5 Star Force, but I'll talk about upgrading later in this video when we're at the gear part. Afterwards, I went to Robos in Ludibrium. Keep in mind that if you're in a non-reboot server, training at Star Force monsters is generally the fastest way to level up. For reboot, you can train at other non-Star Force monsters just fine. The Forgotten Passage map in Ludibrium was free this time around, so I trained here for quite a few levels. This is a nice flat map, which is great for classes with a lot of mobility like the Night Lord, but it does require Star Force again. When I reached level 124, half an hour had passed and I went back to Zakum to beat him for good this time. We almost got 2 levels worth of EXP, not bad. Now that Zakum is fully defeated, we have to wait again until tomorrow before we can fight this boss again. I stayed at the Forgotten Passage until I was level 130, then I went to Green Folktown. This area has a ton of wanted signs scattered around the maps, each of which provides a quest that will give you a good amount of EXP and mesos. These quests just involve killing some monsters and are generally pretty fast to complete. If you're just starting out, I highly recommend going to this area and completing these quests, just so you can add a bit more balance to your wallet. I stayed in this area until I hit level 145. The final maps in this area are pretty nice to train at. After reaching that level, I moved over to the Coninck Tower. Most maps are pretty decent here for most classes. There also are Starforce monsters that can be a bit tougher, but provide more EXP for those of you who have already built up your account a little bit more or just have high enough Starforce. I stayed here until I hit level 160, then I went to the Horntail boss using the boss menu again, similar to what we did to go to Zakum. Make sure to activate the quest as well before you enter. You can actually do the same trick that we did with Zakum with this boss as well, defeat all the body parts but keep one alive and then re-enter after 30 minutes to fight the boss again for more EXP. That's totally possible, you could do that. I went to fight normal Horntail. In the non-reboot servers you can already find this boss around level 150, just make sure to bring potions. I trained from level 160 to level 170 in the maps around the Omega sector. You can also complete the questline here, it's actually pretty fun. From level 170 to level 180, I went to this map in Ryalias. Most maps around this area are also pretty good to train at for this level. I'm just using the guide menu by the way to teleport to all those spots, you can do the exact same. At level 180, I went to Knight's Stronghold in future Hennessy's again. No need to complete the questline to enter if you're looking to just level up. Just use the guide menu to teleport to the maps. And then from level 188 to level 199, I trained at the Swollen Stumps in Futureperion. You can use the guide menu, but you'll have to walk a few maps to actually get to this one. Futureperion is nice to grind at until level 199. And if all the maps here are full or taken or have low burning, make sure to check out the Fox Valley Team Dungeon grinding maps in Grandis. If you're level 199, there is no reason to keep grinding. Instead, activate the level 190 quest called Haven, a New Home. Talk to the NPC One Eye, rescue a robot, and finally talk to both NPCs again to get a full level up. This way you don't have to train the last level anymore. And now you're level 200. Congratulations, you just completed the game's tutorial. Now the real adventure begins. But before that, we got to complete the 5th job advancement. Accept the quest from the guide menu or the light bulb to be teleported to this NPC. Listen to him babble on for a bit. Once you did that, go to Hennessy's and enter the Bowmaster School at the right. There's a portal here that you'll need to enter. Talk to the goddess to complete the quest. The next portal can be found in Grandis in this building right here. To complete this quest, you'll have to defeat a boss called Magnus. The god of Grandis will send you there, just make sure to prepare some potions. And the third portal can be found here in the demon camp. You can get here through Sleepywood to the map called Humid Swamp. The portal is at the right. Once you talk to the goddess, clear 3 stages of monsters, and that's it, you're done. With that done, you have now completed the 5th job advancement. Go back to the Temple of Time and take the middle door to continue your adventure there. All major towns in this area require a questline to unlock. On your first playthrough, you'll have to go through the whole story. You can start the questline at Kyle here, right after you defeat one Happy Erda in the first map to the right. Make sure to equip your Arcane symbols so you deal more damage to the monsters in these areas. Continue to complete your dailies and train to level 205 in the Vanishing Journey. At level 205, make sure to unlock Reverse City to continue grinding in those maps. If you're looking for a higher level spots, feel free to check out my training guide or my recent Zero to Heroes video series, where we build up a character from scratch and we go through all these steps. And that concludes the training part of this video. I hope that was useful. Now onwards to the other systems, and there are plenty. Again, I won't go too deep into all of them. I don't want to overload you with all that information that you don't need if you're just starting out anyway. Getting and upgrading gear. Let's first go over which gear to get, where you get gear in the first place, and how gear can be upgraded. If you're leveling up on a regular character, just use whatever you find from monsters. Usually those drop plenty of equipment like weapons, hats, gloves, etc. You can live off monsters until level 140. The Pencilar gear is the highest level gear that drops from regular monsters. If you want to, you can use this gear for a very long time. There are other options as well, like the Von Leon set, which is dropped by the boss monster Von Leon. This boss also drops coins that can be used to purchase his gear. Stat-wise, there isn't that much of a difference. The Von Leon set is slightly better, but it takes more time to get this set. You can also use the Necromancer gear dropped by the boss Hilla. Most gear dropped by boss monsters can get really high bonus stats, so if you're lucky, it could be worth to get those. But the Pencilar set is the most accessible one. If you're already burning your character, then just make sure to use the Frozen set at level 100, and at level 150 you'll get a free set with this event. Your early game goal is to get the Rude Abyss or the Fafnir set. This is a set consisting of a level 150 top, bottom, hat and weapon. Each part can be obtained normally by defeating the Chaos Rude Abyss bosses. You'll have to defeat their regular versions first 5 times before you can face off against the Chaos versions. They're pretty strong though, so prepare well. I didn't defeat those bosses, the Chaos ones at least, until I reached level 200 122 plus. I did solo them though, you can go with friends to make it a bit easier to beat those. Your gear has plenty of other slots to fill out as well. There are different bosses in the game that drop equipment that's part of a bossing set. This set is a must-have early on. For example, normal Zakum will drop an eye and face accessory, Horntail can drop a pendant, ring and earring, Hilla drops an item for your pocket slot, the Pink Beam boss also drops an eye accessory and a belt, etc, etc. So unlocking boss content is quite important to get those drops. I'll have another section in this video where I talk about which quest unlocks which boss and which rewards they give exactly. There are also other ways to get more gear, especially accessories. There is, for example, the level 90 quest called Silent Crusade. This is a long quest line where you have to travel around the Maple world to defeat mini-bosses. This quest line rewards rings, medals and titles, and you can use the coins that you can get from the quest here and from defeating bosses in general to purchase accessories. To access this store, you'll have to open your key binding window, look for the Silent Crusade button, apply it and use it to open the interface. I usually use this gear as backup if I'm unlucky with boss drops. By the way, I just noticed my explorer didn't get a secondary weapon. If you're missing one as well, you can purchase a secondary weapon at Neville, who's in towns like Hennessy's and Livre. Another part of your equipment window needs to be unlocked first before it can be used. This is your pocket slot. All characters have traits. Those can provide small bonus stats, not that important. However, it is recommended to get a trait boost potion to get at least your charm trait to level 30. This is required to unlock your pocket slot. You can get a trait boost potion that will get you to level 30 for free from the guide menu and from most event stores as well. Talk to Big Hedward in the Hennessy's hair salon to start this quest. Then go to Ardent Mill and learn about crafting if you haven't already. Make sure to learn mining and especially harvesting, as that's what we're going to be needing. Enter the first crafting zone at the bottom right and keep harvesting plants till you find a rose clipping. This can take a few minutes. Then go back to Hedward and he unlocks your pocket slot. Bosses like Hilla and Pink Bean drop pocket slot accessories. Totems though are a whole different story. To fill out those equipment slots, I recommend to complete the level 75 questline, A Cry for Help. This questline is long and very confusing. I did a whole video explaining what to do and it can be quite a bit of work. But this area rewards permanent totems and are the best permanent totems you can find in the game that aren't event totems. There is another area called Shanghai where you can find slightly better totems, however those are not permanent. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't exactly bother with that. The final thing I like to mention is Commercy. In this area you can unlock voyages to get the Commercy set. This set is also better than the Pencilar one and you can get great accessories here as well. But if you're just starting out, again I wouldn't bother with this content right away. The earlier you start doing your voyages the better, but you won't be using most of this content until you're a bit later in the game, unless you want to go for the Commercy equipment set. MapleStory is already complex enough with plenty of stuff to do, so I do recommend to take it easy. Speaking of complex, let's go over all the ways that gear can be upgraded next. Gear upgrades can be categorized in 5 different ways to get more stats. There is potential, bonus potential, scrolling, star force and bonus stats. Items dropped can have potential, and if they don't, you'll need to use a potential scroll to give the item potential. Those scrolls can be found from normal monster drops, boss monsters, and some stores like the Legion store and the Ursa store sell them. Use the magnifying glass in your inventory to reveal the potential. Items can either have 2 or 3 lines of potential. If your item only has 2, use a stamp to get 3. I usually get those stamp items from events, sudden missions or the Polo and Fritto bags from those portals. Your potential can also be reset with an item called cubes. There are free cubes like occult cubes, craftsman cubes and meister cubes, and paid cubes like red and black cubes. In the reboot server, those paid cubes can be bought with the in-game currency mesos. If you then reset your potential with a cube, it has a chance to rank up. The higher the rank, the higher the potential stats can be. The rarity goes up from rare to epic to unique to legendary. Some items can also get special potential lines that other items cannot get. Rings, pendants, face and eye accessories for example can get meso drop and item drop lines at legendary, gloves can get critical damage lines at legendary, and only your weapon, secondary and emblem can get potential lines like attack or magic attack percentage, boss damage percentage and ignore defense percentage. Because of this, it is always recommended that if you're cubing your gear to first cube your emblem, weapon and secondary, as those can get the most powerful stats. Bonus potential works the exact same way as regular potential, except that it's only available in the non-reboot servers, and it's generally a lot harder to rank up and to reroll, as the free cubes for bonus potential don't increase the rank and only work on rare potential. The bonus potential cube that does allow for rank ups costs real money, and you can only get those sometimes from event stores. If you are just starting out in a non-reboot server, I wouldn't bother too much with bonus potential until you're a bit more established. Another non-reboot method of upgrading is scrolling. For those, you'll need either spell traces or scrolls. There are a ton of scrolls in the game. So I won't go over one exactly is the best, there's just so freaking many. That would take like a whole other 30-minute video. If you're just starting out, feel free to use the 70% scrolls and take it from there. Over time you'll replace most of your gear anyway, just keep in mind that you first have to deplete your upgrade slots if you want to Starforce your gear in the regular servers. Starforcing is available on all servers, and this method of upgrade does allow for a chance to destroy your gear after reaching 12 stars. The chance is low, but it can happen. I once blew up 2 items in a row with only a 0.8% chance for the item to blow up for both items, so that was like really bad. When you blow up an item, don't worry though. The item can no longer be used until you find the same item and use that to recover the item that you blew up. Even if an item blows up, it will keep all its stats and upgrades except for the Starforce stats that will drop back to 12. Starforce is not a big damage boost early on, but after reaching 15 stars, the amount of stats you get from those can be quite powerful. But again, if you're just starting out, don't try getting your items to 15 stars unless you got some spares. Upgrading your gear is a long process. I usually get first all my items to 10 or 12 stars if I have the mesos. Then I make sure all my items have potential and at least 3 lines. Then I reset my potential to epic using occult cubes, so you can find those from boss monsters. After that you can take it up a notch and use other cubes to get better potential. Always focus on your weapon, secondary and emblem first when you're upgrading your potential. Some training maps do require Starforce to deal more damage against the monsters, so upgrading your gear as you move through the levels is pretty smart. Just make sure to Starforce your lower level accessories that you got from those team dungeons first for some quick Starforce. Once you reach level 140, you get the Pencilar set and then you can Starforce those a bit more if you're going for that. If you're burning, make sure to Starforce your Frozen set as well. For example, what I'm showing right now was what my gear looked like just before I took on the kills through the Abyss bosses by myself. And we beat them too, that's also pretty important to mention. And finally there are bonus stats. Those are those light greenish stats that items can have. You can use various flames to change those. Those stats can provide decent buffs to your character, and boss gear usually has higher flame stats than other items, but I wouldn't go hard on resetting those using flames right away. Focus on potential and Starforce first. If you have some good gear and you're ready to upgrade, you can also use the transfer hammer to transfer the item stats if the items are in the right range. This will transfer over the potential stats and stars, but it will reduce the stars by 1, and you will only transfer the full potential stats if they are of the epic rarity. So much for the ways to get stronger, I hope that made sense. Once again, I really recommend to look at my Zero to Hero series, as there I go over all the steps but like more drawn out in like 6 videos to really showcase what I've been doing. Unlocking boss content. MapleStory has plenty of boss content that rewards various items. I will give some level and stat indications, but please do take those with a grain of salt. Every class is different and boss mechanics will be more important with higher level bosses as well. Starting off with Zakum. The normal version of this boss has a chance to drop a face and eye accessory. You can easily beat this boss solo at level 100. Normal Zakum that is. Chaos Zakum on the other hand is a beast. I would not fight this boss until you're around level 210 and with at least 7000 main stats, and ignore defense of at least 80%. Ignore defense is a very important stat for bossing. Most bosses have very high defense, so increasing the stat is a must if you want to deal enough damage. The Magnus boss has 3 difficulties, and you need to complete the quest that pops up above your head once you reach level 90 to reach this boss. Gotta be real honest here, this boss is super annoying and I wouldn't even deal with its normal or hard versions if you're just starting out. This boss is super RNG, it's actually crazy. This boss does drop a shoulder accessory and a badge which are part of the boss set, but I would just focus on beating easy for now. The Hilla boss has a normal and hard mode. Similar to Magnus, I wouldn't bother with the hard modes until you're a few weeks in. She has a healing mechanic which is quite annoying to deal with. The normal version of Hilla can be defeated around level 140 easily and around level 130 if you're already a bit stronger. She drops earrings and a pocket slot item. She also has a small chance to drop a box that has an even smaller chance to contain a free pet. You can go through her to the boss menu, no need to complete any questline for her. Von Leyen also has an easy, normal and hard mode. I would recommend to just go in and see which one you can take on. Hard is pretty difficult though, I wouldn't attempt that below 4000 main stat. Normal should be doable to struggle for everyone over level 160. You need to complete the quest Lion King's Castle, Desolate Castle to access this boss. It's quite a big questline. This boss drops coins that can be used to get Von Leyen gear, and the hard version has a chance to drop Von Leyen gear by itself, but you won't be able to defeat the hard version comfortably right away. Definitely wait with that until you're like after level 200 if you're just starting out. You can also get accessories from this boss by the way, which are part of a different set in the boss set. Horntail is another boss that is great for EXP and gear early on. You can start going here from level 140. Horntail can be easily beaten given by most Maplers around level 150. I would definitely wait until level 150 and if you're in a reboot server. For Chaos Horntail, I would wait until you're level 200 and have completed the 5th job advancement if you're just starting out. This boss drops pendants, rings and an earring, which are all part of the boss set. Acarium is a boss with another annoying one-shot mechanic, so proceed with caution. This boss unlocks after completing the first few chapters of the Silent Crusade questline, the one we talked about earlier, that level 90 questline. After reaching level 200, this boss should be doable if you can survive the one-shots. Having a bind or being able to burst this boss down is a must. I was defeating the normal version of this boss around 5k stats with again 80% ignore defense. This boss drops pendants. The Dominator pendant is actually one of the best pendants to get early on, but it's quite a rare drop from this boss. To find Pink Bean, you have to complete all the Temple of Time quests. This quest chain starts at level 140 and is called Temple of Time Path to the Past. It is a very long one. If you're starting out, I recommend only fighting normal Pink Bean. This boss is pretty annoying to fight because it locks your skills, reverses your controls and whatnot. Make sure to bring plenty of all cure potions. Maplers around level 200 should easily take on the normal version of the boss. Pink Bean drops a belt, cup and eye accessory, which are all part of the boss set. Next up are the Rude Abyss bosses. These bosses need to be defeated 5 times to unlock their Chaos versions. I recommend checking out my Zero to Hero series to see how I built up my character and how I was able to solo the Chaos versions. The normal versions of these bosses can easily be cleared around level 150. Start the level 125 quest Rude Abyss and Urgent Summons to start unlocking this boss content. Then there also is the boss Gollux. This boss can be unlocked starting from level 188 from the quest Gollux, the Cracks of Corruption. This boss consists of different parts that are around different maps. The more parts you defeat, the easier the boss gets, but the less rewards you'll get as well. I recommend checking out my bossing guides to learn more about each boss and their mechanics. Gollux especially can be pretty annoying to fight, especially if you don't know what to do. The boss Gollux rewards Gollux accessories, which are very important later in the game. I think those are the most important early game bosses. Important systems. I hope you're not too overwhelmed yet, because I got a very big info dump coming your way. Next we're gonna go over all the important systems in the game that will help you get started, or a quick refresher if you just came back. The MapleStory meta right now is all about building up your account, training more characters to receive account-wide buffs. There are 2 systems that provide those buffs, Link Skills and Legion, with Link Skills being the most important one early on. Every character in the Maple world can give each other Link Skills. The Link Skill window can be found in your beginner tab. All characters except for Zero at level 70 unlock their level 1 link skill, at level 120 the level 2 link skill, increasing the bonus stats of the skill, and some classes can even buff up their link skill to level 3 at level 210. Some classes like Explorers, Knight of Sickness and the Resistance classes have stacking link skills, meaning they can go up to level 6, but you'll need for example 3 Pirate Explorers who are at least level 120 to achieve that. There are EXP, damage and utility link skills. I have of course a whole video dedicated to both link skills and Legion, so feel free to check that one out. In my opinion, the most important link skills are given by Mercedes, Evan and Aaron. All their link skills boost your EXP one way or another, and the Demon Avenger, Kanne and R class are great damage boosts to get started with early on. Once you have your first level 200 character or a total of 500 levels on your account, so for example 5 level 100 characters, you can talk to this NPC over here to start unlocking your Legion. This is a grid-based system where you can provide even more bonus stats to all your characters across the entire world. The more you level up your characters and increase the total level of your Legion, the more of the grid will unlock and the bigger the pieces of the classes will get. Every class provides their own buffs as well. However, if you're just starting out, focus on your link skills first. Legion is a thing that slowly grows over time and will start providing better stats when you have built up your account a bit more. You can also collect Legion coins, which can be spent in a special store for additional rewards. I already talked a bit about how important bossing is, but what if I told you it's even more important than just getting gear? Defeating bosses is for most Maplers their main source of income. When you defeat a boss, they drop a boss crystal. This crystal can be sold from Mesos to the collector. This NPC can be accessed through the quick move menu in all major towns. You can only sell a limited amount of crystals per week though, and every boss rewards more or less Mesos depending on the difficulty. Defeating bosses also rewards a currency called reward points. This can be used in the cash shop to purchase a couple of items, including this item called the totem that boosts the spawn rate of monsters. This item lasts for 2 hours. Using the item gives you a skill that you then have to activate every now and then to activate the spawn boosting effect. A must-have item for everyone who wants to grind faster. Around level 105 you will also unlock a few more important pieces of content that will help you get more Meso and more EXP. There is Monster Park, Ursus and Maple Tour. Monster Park is a dungeon where you can get a good chunk of EXP from completing the 6 stages. It can be entered twice a day for free. Monster Park also rewards a special currency that can be used to, for example, purchase potions to get more EXP or those that will boost your attack speed. Those are pretty awesome actually to use when you're grinding, I always use them. On Sundays, the Monster Park boxes also contain EXP cards, which are must-haves. Maple Tour is similar to Monster Park, but instead of Meso, you'll get EXP. The Mesos can be claimed 1 week after starting Maple Tour. I usually make around 300 million Mesos a week from this alone. You also get coins from this piece of content, which you can then use to purchase 200 power elixirs every day. You get 1 coin for just completing the content, so basically you get them for free. There's no need to get potions anymore if you've done this for a couple of days. Did you know actually you can also buy potions that heal 75% of your HP in a market in Showa, and this is how you get there. Ursus is a boss that rewards both EXP and Mesos, but most Maplers beat him up just for the Meso. Ursus should not be tackled by yourself unless you're already very well established and funded. There will be a pop-up in the game when rewards for this boss are doubled. That is the time where everyone goes to find this boss monster. The times are on screen right now, so make sure to go there and make sure to be early so you can join the parties. Ursus can be accessed through the dimensional mirror. More ways to get stronger are to, for example, complete the level 50 quest, the Eye Opener, to unlock your inner abilities. Just like Potential, these stats are random and can rank up. Keep rerolling to get to the legendary rarity first and then try to get some good lines. Which lines are good are different per class. Some go for buff duration, others go for attack speed. Make sure to check first with other mains which lines your class needs. Getting a good first line can take quite a while though. I still haven't gotten mine yet after a year of playing. I'm still looking for that +1 attack speed. Once you reach level 140, you will also unlock your hyper stats. Make sure to add points in those every now and then as well. I usually put 10 levels in critical rate if I don't have max critical rate yet. The other points I put in either damage, normal monster damage or critical damage, if I at least have max critical rate. At level 200, I recommend putting 4 to 6 levels in Arcane Power as well to make your journey into the Arcane River a bit easier. Another system you can use to get a bit stronger or get more Mesos is the Familiar system. Those are those cards that monsters drop every now and then. Double click on them to use them, then complete the Roro quest at the left side of the screen to unlock this system. If you're just starting out, try your luck in getting some familiars that either heal you, increase your drop rate of Mesos or items, or ones that give more ignored defense. This system is pretty extensive. You can level up familiars, you can fuse them, but again, if you're just starting out, just try and get some good stats on reveal and that will take you a long way. By the way, MapleStory is definitely more fun when playing together, so make sure to join a guild. Guilds also provide bonus stats which will help you speed up leveling slightly as well. I also want to touch on crafting. In Ardent Mill you can craft potions that can increase your EXP gained or Meso drop rate, so you can find more Mesos quickly or you can just level up a bit faster. You can also craft shields with crafting and you can make other useful items. I just want to make sure you're aware that that's there. It's in no way necessary to do when you're just starting out, but it does get quite important at higher level. Another big piece of your progression are your Arcane River dailies and 5th job nodestones. Every area in the Arcane River has a daily quest that can be completed to get Arcane symbols. Those symbols are needed to deal enough damage to the Arcane River monsters and bosses. They cost Meso to upgrade and increase your stats as well. Nodestones are those things right here that provide either buffs to your existing skills, 5th job skills, they can give you new skills, and there are special purple nodes. These skills are placed in your 5th job matrix, your V matrix. Every 5 levels you will unlock 1 more slot, so you can put down 1 more node. You will also get matrix points every time you level up, so you can enhance a slot up to level 5. There is an NPC in Vanishing Journey and Choo Choo that you can use to rank up individual nodes. After talking to these NPCs, right click a node and then you can either enhance or disassemble it. This way you can grow your 5th job skills and lower level skills through boost nodes to get even more powerful. Boost nodes can contain any of your attacking skills. Just make sure to only boost the ones that have 3 skills that you actually need and use. You can only enhance nodes that have the same first skill as the node that you're trying to enhance. And that was all for the other systems. Now let's talk about events. Phew, the final part of this video. I also want to talk about events and what to look out for. In MapleStory, events unlock at level 101. There are always events active and their rewards are generally the same. Usually you can either get or buy a lot of items that are needed to upgrade your nodes or your symbols. And usually there are special event rings which you must get. Keep an eye out for any event guide video which I or other MapleStory content creators usually post to explain which items are best to get and how to participate. I made an event guide video as well that should appear as a card right about now. Also, on Sundays there are always special events called Sunny Sundays. Those can give special effects like more EXP from runes to higher success rates on Star Forcing. Usually Maplers don't Star Force unless there is a Star Force discount event active or a 5, 10, 15 event where every 5th, 10th and 15th star has a 100% chance to succeed. So keep an eye out for those as well. You can find the schedule for the Sunny Sundays on the website in the patch notes. I hope this extremely long video has helped some returning Maplers. I'm super happy to see so many people returning, and I do hope some of you stick around or at least have plenty of fun. And that was all for today. As always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar, maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Kaudi Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Anwar NHI, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Froggy, Vira, Trevor, Michael Machaka, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Afterlord_MS, ceemak, Striker Elk, Tidal 1 Pun, Victor Sundstrom, Radical Jaws, Riser Are Gummy Bullet, Lovebird, Certito655, Mathias Simonsson, Mr. Narc, Galando Belavia, my name is Coppersan and I'm super cute XOXO, PC Game Life, Dante Victory, Stanislaus Xumo Vegas, Swap to Bish, Road to level 235, 30k stat, exclamation mark reboot, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, I'm Disappointed, Lucky Beats, Gabriel Eck, Pedro Bonetti, Conrad Cristales, Ace Light, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Doc on the Tokabox, Muka 1017, BMB King, and Scotty Flies Fast. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling.